Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to explain to you how you can get your 20 minutes of exercise on a daily basis so that you can decrease diabetes, decrease your blood pressure, and a whole lot of benefits of doing 20-minute exercise. So what I would do is break down your 20 minutes to say maybe 5 minutes each time, 4 times a day, or you can do 10 minutes each time. Today we can try and see we can do 6 minutes. Typically I would instruct my patients to walk for 6 minutes and do it 3-4 times a day to get in their endurance exercise required to make a change, either to decrease your sugar, your A1C. Based on studies, if you do exercise for 20 minutes at least every day, you can lower your A1C by 0.03 in 6 months. So other things that I would do is have my patients do some balance coordination exercises with just simple low impact exercises, and I'm going to walk you through those exercises that I typically give to my patients. So let's start with lunges. So you could do maybe a set of 30 on one leg. You can follow me through this video if you want. And let's see if we can finish a good amount of exercises in 6 minutes. So this is also part of my New Year's resolution to get at least 15 minutes of exercise apart from my usual activities, and that is going to see patients, getting in and out of the car, going up and down their steps. Some patients may be living on the 3rd floor and have to navigate about like 30 steps one way. So I do get a lot of exercise daily, but I don't consider myself highly active. So I try to get a little bit more activities throughout my day. I have that same challenge like everybody else, sticking to a plan and just trying to be consistent, and hopefully with your help I will be a little bit more, what's the word, consistent and compliant. Consistency is key, as well as compliance. I always ask my patients how many exercises were you able to get in a day, because that's what matters. And although we have a number that we go by based on studies, but we always start with whatever the client can do. We just start small sometimes. So if, say for example, you can't do this without holding on, you can have a chair to kind of just help you balance yourself. Make sure that when you're doing this, your knee doesn't go past your toes, so you're not putting a lot of pressure on your knees. If you want to also add postural correction in this, you can do some arms together with it. So when you're doing this, you're doing a scapular retraction and a little bit of postural correction with your neck and thoracic spine. I think we have done quite a bit of these lunges already. So the other thing that you could do, side lunges, more for your hip abductors. Your hip abductors is very important for balance because your hips, say on your left side, is the one that is working when you're doing this to make sure that your opposite hip doesn't drop. So if you have some weakness on this side, tendency is you drop the other side. So if you can make sure, keep your pelvis even when you're doing this. If you can't, so maybe you have to just step a little bit to the side and maintain good posture. If you're able to make it a little bit bigger, you can. If you're not able to do this without holding on, again, you can hold on to the chair. And then you want to do the other side. And of course, if you want to incorporate some posture correction, add some arm exercises. Very good exercise for Parkinson's. Parkinson's have a hard time doing two things one time. So incorporating arm and leg exercises. And sometimes even including the head turn. So looking towards the direction where you're moving, come back to the middle. My heart is pumping already. And so we're gonna switch soon. And we're gonna add backward lunges. So the backward lunges, of course, you can do, the typical one, and you can even make a lunge on it if you can. Let's do a few of these. Again, you want to keep your pelvis even. In doing with exercise, you want to make sure that you're doing the correct form. I want to talk a little bit about core. So your core includes your abdominal muscles, your back muscles, your pelvic floor muscles at the bottom, and your diaphragm muscles at the top. So those muscles are working when you're moving your extremities. If you don't have good core, it'll be hard to move your leg or your arm. That's when you lose your balance. Okay, we're gonna switch legs. So this other half, maybe I could show you incorporating some balance, which I would give to my patients that have Parkinson's disease or some neurological conditions that affects their coordination. So what I'll do is we'll start off with arms here. Again, doing two things one time. Taking a bow. So far we have exercised for a good 6 minutes. And so even if you're just doing lunges on both sides, we just did front, side lunges, and it's already taken us a good amount of 6 minutes. When you're doing this by yourself, it's your first time and you're having a hard time catching up with your breath, especially, here's how you know. If you're doing this exercise and you're not able to talk, that means you need to rest. So that means that if you can, my baby, if you can, rest in between. It's okay. You could take a break in between. So to review, we have the lunges. You could do this, or you could hold on if you have to, or you could add your arms with this. And we just did quite a few. I didn't even count, but I had my timer on the other side. We started about 6 minutes. And so the next one was the side lunge. Do your arms. You can incorporate some head turns. Helps with posture and balance. And you can do the lunge, regular lunge, or the taking a bow, incorporating some arm movements with it. Help with coordination.